Hello friends, today we are looking into the one of the feature request that I had put a long time back, and it was called separating the GPT suggestions on goals and separate GPT suggestions on goal for user. So this is very similar to what we did last time uh, when we separated the long term short term goals and the long term goals. If you want to skip this video, you can, because it is very similar to what we are going to do, what we did for the separation of long term and short term goals. So if you are still continuing on the video, let's go ahead and look into what we can do about this. Now there are three parts in this. The one part would be, whenever we submit a form, we create a separate ChatGPT prompt that will ask ChatGPT about what are the goals associated, what are the suggestions associated with the goals of the user. Number two would be to, on the goals, on the GPT suggestion page, we would have another section that would talk about the goals. So we will remove the redundant information that we see in the short term and the long term prompts, and then we'll have a separate suggestion on the goals. That will reduce our space and make it more efficient. And number three would be, within our emails that we send to our customer weekly, we would be able to add this third GPT suggestion called as the goals suggestion, which will talk about the goals that the user have reached to. So let's start with the first one. I'll go to the let's take it slowly. Let's go to the submit form. So I would go to pages, and within pages we have the update finances page, and then we have the finances form within it. Go to definition. So we go to the finances form, which is a component, and in the finances form we used to get the short term suggestion and the long term suggestion. Now I would get something very similar to what I wanted from, it was called the goal suggestion, and that is called goals underscore suggestion, and get goal suggestion goal financial advice, and here I would pass in goal suggestion as the parameter to, or as one more entry to be inserted into the submissions table. Now since we are here, I would like to go back and I would like to go to the submissions table. Right now in the submissions table we have a short term suggestion and a long term suggestion. I would want to add one more column, so let's do that. Let's add one more column, and the one more column would be goal underscore suggestion, and I would add a description to it that no, I would skip this one this time, and I would add a type to it called text. We would want this column to be a text. It can be nullable, it's not a primary, it's not a unique. So I think all of these fields look good, and we save this one. So now we have a goal suggestion, long term, oh sorry, yeah, okay. And this name, as last time we struggled with error message while inserting data within this within our goals, at that point we realized that our column names and the insert data that we are passing in should match with the column names that we have in the database. So goal suggestion and goal suggestion over here. Okay, now let's go to the long term and short, go to implementation. Let's go here. Actually I'll go to definition on this one, so it takes us to utils. So let's look at the util section, and within util section we have the get long term financial advice, and we have the get short term financial advice. And here you would see, here I would remove this, also include yeah, let's see, I would want to have all of it removed, so I would also include a short-term summary of the progress towards each goal. Okay, I will remove this one for the short term. Yeah, this one for the long term advice I would do is I would copy this. Let's copy this one. That's the prompt that we have for the long term advice. Let's copy this, copy. So we have this see constant input. Actually this whole table is not just the advice, it's a try and catch block. So let's copy this. Yeah, this is the whole table, get LT financial advice, and we will have a third one and we will now rename it slowly. Let's go to goal financial advice. This one changes, then let instead of goal it's become goals, so it would then remove the error message that we get goals financial advice, and within this we would submit a form. I think we don't need the form data in this. What we need is we just need the goals, or yeah, I think let's keep it, because the current latest values are important for GPT to come up with a suggestion, as well as the goals that we have associated. Where do we stand in that? So that gives a good idea to the GPT about context, or give a good context to GPT that what we are submitting, and then it would be in a better state to. So I would say not also, I would just say instead of the long term I would say include a long term and short term summary. Actually let's do this. I want a short term and long term. Control X, and then let's move it here, Control V, and then this guy Control X, let's move it here, Control V. So include a short term and long term summary of the progress towards each goal, like you are 50% towards the emergency fund goal of 5,000, keep it up. Okay, so this one looks good, and then we would have GPT input, and then we would have the response coming in from it from 3.5 turbo, and then we would have, instead of long term here, highlighting, yeah, goals GPT response, and then we would have goals, and then we would have goals. This is error handling that we are doing. Goals GPT is temporarily unavailable. So here we have GPT response, so, and then we have the message, and then we have get goals. Now this page looks good to me. Now let's go back to the finance form, and now in this we have an error here. Let's fix that one first. Get goals financial advice. So let's do that, and the name of this one should be get goals financial advice. It's still goal. So the error message can't find name get goals financial advice. Did you mean get ST? Oh, okay, that is coming because I think on the top we have this one, right? We need to add the third one because we're importing the functions from function calls from the suggestions page, util suggestions component. So that is why we are seeing this error message. Now I think that fixes the problem. Now we are passing short term, long term, and goal suggestion. Okay, so we have the long term, short term, and goal suggestion inserted into the database, and then later on we have submissions, and now we have, I think this page looks good. We don't need more goal changes over here. The next one we would want is to go into the GPT suggestion page. So let's see the GPT suggestions page, and within the GPT suggestions page we have short term, long term. So now let's copy this long term and copy, and then let's include this third one called as the goals suggestion. Goal, yeah, so instead of long term, goal suggestion, and then we would have a here say goal, so we would say goal. This icon I will remove it for now, and let me say let me tell Copilot to do something. Copilot, let's see if Copilot add small icon for goals. So here let's see what it comes. Oh, it comes with a good icon. Yeah, I like that icon. So what it has done is it has bought in that icon, and then it has added the goals, and then over here instead of the long-term suggestion we have goal suggestion, and that is being passed here. Now we are getting these because we cannot find it, and here in the props what we would want to do is we would want to set goal suggestion, that is a string. So this is a Copilot suggestion, and we would use that, and then we would say short term, long term. Over here the suggestions we would say short term, long term, and then here I would add goals suggestion, and then over here if not short term and not long term, and not goal suggestion, then we return null. And over here control, let's do a control F. Over here we have the goals area as well. Most probably I think this is pretty much the change we need on this page. Now after this we need to come to the third section of our work, and that would be within the API within SendDigest. So the AI tip, we have the short term AI tip and the long term AI tip, right? Let's control F on this and let's see where all we need the suggestions. So here we would copy this and we would paste something similar here. So latest goal suggestion is equal is what? The latest dot goal suggestion. Goal, okay, sorry about that. Let's just get just this text, goal underscore suggestion, and then below here the body, right? The body of this is going to be the goal suggestion, and here this suggestion we are going to copy this. Let's latest, oh, this section, whole section we'll have to copy the constant as well. Okay, and let's enter it over here, control C, control V. So now we have, instead of LT we have goal AI tips, and here latest I would just say goal suggestion because we have saved it over here, and here we would check for the goal suggestion if it exists, and then we would say goal AI tip in the text over here, and over here if it does not exist then we'll say goal AI tip, and then consider contributing more towards your goals. I would remove this and let's just say goals. Okay, so this will take care of the emails that we send to our customers. So I feel this change is also good enough. Let's go to the changes in SendDigest. That is our emails that we sent. We are going to get the goal suggestion from the latest history for the user, and then we are going to create AI goal AI tip based on the goal suggestions that we have saved in the database. That are the only two changes in the for the emails. Then now in the suggestions page we are removing the, actually we would also want to remove the, this is the short term, right? We would want to remove it for the long term. So let's edit this and let's, so what we did here was we simply removed also include a short term summary progress towards a goal, keep it up. Okay, we removed this section completely from that, and then let's remove this section over here as well, keep it up, remove. So similar to the short term financial advice, in the long term financial advice also we are removing this extra addition of goals related suggestion, and then below we have a new goals financial advice in which we will just say include a short term and long term summary of the progress towards each goal, like you are 50% towards, yeah. So this one becomes a separate AI, what do you call, AI prompt and API call to be saved inside, and we have the associated call response and the error handling done over here. Then when we go to finance form, now finance form is where we utilize this function get goals financial advice, and then below wherever we call the long term short term we also call the goals financial advice, and then we add it into the goals suggestion column within the table once you get that advice. That's pretty much it. And then in the GPT suggestions page we are utilizing the goals suggestion, we are checking if they exist, using, if they do not exist we return null, but if they exist, if any one of them exists, that because there is a and, so all three need to be, or any one should exist for them to be visible. And if goal suggestion exists, then we would create a separate section for the goals with a unique icon for it on the UI. So looking at the changes, I feel these changes look pretty good, comprehensive for the changes that we decided for this feature. So let's say added code change for separating AI suggestion for goals. I think this is going to be very helpful to the user when they can get like a dedicated section on the GPT advice page that would tell what how are they doing in terms of their goals. It wouldn't confuse them with the short term and the long term. So let's commit and sync. And once we are done, now we can go to the deployment and confirm that the deployment looks good. 24 seconds. Let's refresh. Usually it takes time to refresh. Okay, it got ready in 28 seconds. So I think that deployment is there. Now we are on the page. Let's refresh so that we have the latest changes on the UI. Let's sign in first. Yeah, I would sign in, and I would say we have logged in into Gap is God. Let's make some edits here. Actually, let me sign out and let me sign in as Gaurav. No, Gap is God is good, I think so. Yeah, I made a mistake, sorry about that. Let's log into Gap is God. Let's go to update finance form. Now in the income, I would do some numbers that I can think of right now. Is 0, just some numbers that which are already entered below, so I'll repeat those. Okay, then we have over here this one 90, and then credit card would be, and then mortgage, car payments, and utilities. So this one I'll submit this, it will successfully submit. So loading, and then I'll get a message. It may take some time because we are doing 3 GPT API calls. So we got the confirmation message, submit was successful. So now we can go to the database and we can see that a new entry has been made under my user, GapIsGod user. And now we can see there's a short-term suggestion, a long-term suggestion, and a goal suggestion. So I think this is good enough for us. It has entered those after submitting the form. It has entered those suggestions for us. Now it's time to use those suggestions and display them on the GPT suggestion link. So now I'll click on the GPT suggestion link. I have the short term and the long term. I do not see the goals one. Let me see. I think we can look into the code here and we can see if we see anything in the GPT suggestions page. So here GPT suggestion, the props we are passing is the GPT suggestion props. So these are going to be GPT suggestion, goal suggestions. So short term, long term, goal suggestion. And then here we are doing goal suggestion, we are returning it. Now the short term suggestion is what we are getting. Oh, there should be I am in the component. Let me go to the page. I think there is some changes that may be needed on the page. So let's go to the page and we would have the GPT suggestion page. And yes, I do see that we still have we might have to do some work over here. So let's take one example here, and we are going to do a similar thing what we did for this page, and we, instead of long term suggestion, we would add goal suggestion, set long term suggestion, and then set goal suggestion. Oh, I would not want to update everything over here. Goal suggestion, and then set long term, instead of that becomes goals. Oh, I didn't mean to update the whole document. This is good. And then over here we would get the fetch the latest suggestion, and is loading true, and within this function I'm going to get the user, I'm going to get the submission. So here, along with the short term and long term suggestion, I would want to get the goal suggestion as well. That's true, and then we would get all the data that is needed, and then set short term suggestion, no suggestions found. If there is error or this, we are going to set a short term suggestion saying no suggestions found. Otherwise we are going to set short term suggestion, then set long term suggestion, and we are going to have something similar here. So this one, according to GPT's Copilot is telling us we can add this. So let's do that. We set goals suggestion, and then over here we would have the goal suggestion entry added over here. Now we finished with that function. Now over here GPT suggestions. Now in this section we are going to add for goals as well. So goal suggestion is equal to goals suggestion. Yes, that is correct. I think this is pretty much it. And then we are passing, since we are passing this 3, go to definition, we would go into the GPT suggestions, and then over here we would pass those 3 parameters here, can work with those, and then display them on the UI. So now let's go back, and over here also set goal suggestion here. This one is just a function, so it would go to the just to the top where we are setting the goal suggestion. So I think this change is good. It will solve our problem that we were facing on the UI. Let's do that. Let's add page logic for goal suggestion. So this we are going to sync, commit and sync, and let's go to the deployment first, confirm that the deployment is successful. $28. It's averaging to about 24 to 28, in the 20s, upper 20s. So we'll wait till 30 and then refresh if it doesn't become green by that time. $29. Okay, that looks good enough. Now this doesn't, let's refresh the page on the website so that those deployment changes are visible. So when we refresh, we get a goal section now. That's what we expected. So if we read through it, we have a short-term suggestion to focus on our credit card debt. We have a long-term suggestion to focus on increasing our income to achieve our financial goals. And in the short-term progress towards goal, we want the emergency fund goal. You are 10% towards the emergency goal of 20,000. Keep it up. And this is for retirement goal and health goal. And then long-term progress towards goals, we would want to have 10% towards your retirement goal of 3 million. Continue to save consistently for the secure retirement, and health goal is so if I look at it, if I read this goal, I may not be completely satisfied with what we are seeing here. I would not want the short-term progress towards goal and long-term progress towards goal, because I feel that they give a bit of redundant information. So let's change that in our GPT suggestion. Let me go to the code, and wherever we have the GPT suggestion in our utils suggestions.ts, I would not say long term and short term summary. Include a summary of the progress towards each goal. Like, okay, this is good. Let's save it. And now we see this change in the suggestion. For this to take effect, we would want to updated goals prompt. For this change to happen, we would want to have it deployed, and then we would want to update more information, submit a new information that would update the goal for us. So let's wait for the deployment to finish. So it's about 25 seconds, good enough as expected. Now we come here, we first go to the update finance page. So now we go to the update finance page, and on the page we now enter the values that we feel are good enough. Let me see what I can do. 0 5771 2000 20,000. Actually, I wouldn't want 2,000. I would want a preferred value of 6,000, 90,000, 1,500, 4,400, $1,000, and 500. And we submit this change. So it's submitting. If you go to the database, we already have a short-term progress and goal suggestion. We have this entry already made. Let's go to the financial data has been submitted successfully. If we now go to the database, we should be expected to see a new entry. So sorry about that. So let's refresh this. When we look at submission now we are seeing a second entry below. So this one is similar to this one. Now let's go on the UI and let's go to the GPT suggestions, and now we reach the GPT suggestions. Short term goal progress is this, and long term goal progress. It didn't completely remove the long term goal progress for me, so I think my prompt, I just want to confirm if my I will try to see if that is going to be there. For now, let me see if that happens. Let's move on to the next section. The third section would be the emails that we send. So let's do that. Settings, cron job, and let's send the emails across to our testing accounts. I will add this in the meantime till the emails are being sent. Let me add this as a bug. So, or I would just say a bug report, and then I would say concise goals suggestion, and then I would just add another to not have short term and long term differences. Actually, if you think about it, this is because all the three suggestions, I feel that we are getting this separation between short term goal progress and long term goal progress is because ChatGPT is having context knowledge about the short term changes and the long term changes about the account, that information that we are passing into the GPT. So when we talk about the goals, give us a summary of the goals. At that point, GPT then, because we are asking it a summary, then then GPT is going to create a short term goal progress summary and a long term goal progress summary. It is giving us redundant, so that gives us an idea that we should update the prompt, include, or we, instead of include a summary, we would say what we have. Please give me one very detailed actionable financial suggestion. Okay, so here I would say please give me one very detailed actionable financial suggestion on the progress towards each goal. I think this prompt is more better in asking to ChatGPT, then we wouldn't get those responses. In the meantime, let's commit this, and we'll come back to this after we look at the emails. I think the emails might have come. So updated prompt to be more appropriate. Okay, and then let's sync, commit and sync. And then after this, let's wait for the deployment will happen in the background. Let's go and look at our emails. So my emails, I'll open it now, and then we'll get to see all inboxes. Oh, I do see some emails here, and these are the emails that I sent here. And if you look at it, is that the short-term AI tip, long-term AI tip, but this is going to be the a different account, right? Let's see. Let's check the other email. 147 short-term AI tip and long-term AI tip. And then over here, we would want the short-term AI tip and long-term AI tip. I would want the goal tip coming in as well. Okay, let's see what do we have in send digest. Let's look at send digest and confirm that we are passing in the proper values. I don't see it in the history. Oh yeah, here it is. AI. So when we go to the AI tip section, I have not included the goals AI tip. So let me get the GPT or Copilot suggestion. So we are not adding it in the body, and that is why we are not seeing it. So let me commit this. Now I think it solves all our problem. Let's see. Added goals tip in email. Okay, I think this will solve our problem completely. So let's sync it up. And now we go back to the deployment, wait for the deployment to happen, refresh. Seconds. Okay, yeah. So yeah, 26 seconds looks good. Let's go to the GPT suggestion. Let's update our finance again with certain, this time I'll just do one. Submit this. So now this has been submitted. We'll get a confirmation soon. Okay, yeah. And then we'll go to the database, confirm that a new entry is made. Yeah, I can see a new entry is made. Short-term summary. It's talking about short-term summary. And let's look at the UI now. Let's go to GPT suggestions, and here short-term summary is this one: health, retirement, stay focused on long-term saving, emergency. Yeah, this one does not have the short-term summary and long-term summary, or short-term and long-term duplication that you were seeing before. This one is talking about health fund, then it's talking about emergency fund, health fund, and then it is talking about, in the long-term summary, is talking about retirement fund. Yeah, I can see a long-term summary and as well. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go back to the suggestions page. I feel there is something that GPT might be thinking of when it's working on that. Let's see where we have the suggestions page. There is one thing that I think this one. I would add one more thing here, and I would say do not include respond in simple language and user friendly language. Okay, I have updated the suggestions. Let's try this one more time. If not, then we'll just add an update to this goals in our feedback, and then we'll be done with it. Suggestion prompt for, I would just sync and commit this. Definitely, as a software engineer, I feel like I should continue working on it, but given the time that our video might be too long, I might think of cutting it short and moving it as a suggestion in the future. So one final time, let's see. Our build is running. Let's let it finish to 26, I think so. Let's refresh. I think it's done. 25, and now we can go to the update finance. Let's update the finance. So test data over here, submit, and this should submit and run all the prompts. And then in the database we should see one more entry coming in. We have an entry coming and it has a short-term summary. So let's look at, so we said do not include any short-term or long-term summary, just focus on the goals. We have mentioned it to ChatGPT. So let's go to our UI and confirm that we are seeing that. GPT suggestion, we are getting the short-term summary, long-term summary. That is not what we want. GPT in this case is that. So yeah, what we can do is now we can add a feedback. We can say we need a bug request. So bug report, fix goals summary, suggestion or suggestion. We will keep it vague at the moment because we want to fix it. We can discuss more about what we want to fix, and let's submit this bug report, and this should be added into our feedback table. The last one, yes, we can see that. Now we'll quickly check for the emails that we got. So we go to this, we go to the cron job and we run this, and now we view logs. We already had sent certain emails to our email, so let's see more logs coming in. Let's hope they come in fast. Okay, I can see more logs coming in, so that means we can go back to our emails, and now yes, we see those. And now short-term AI, long-term AI, goal AI tip, and we see the short-term summary. When we fix the short-term summary, automatically the emails will get fixed. And over here also for this we have the goal, consider contributing more towards your goal, because we don't have that goal AI tip for this account. Once this account's submission happens, then we will have those suggestions in the database, and then we would be able to have valid suggestions associated with the data that it has. But for now I think this one we can we just have to fix this goal AI tip in the future, and then otherwise now we can see it over here. That's good news. So based on what we have seen, I can mark this feature as done, but then we have a bug with this feature. We have it in the backlog, so we can successfully say let's be done with it, and let's due to the lack of time, let's end the video here, and then we can go with the next bug. So let's delete this row. Yeah, that's all from for this video. Thank you for being in this video, and don't forget to visit the website. We are making incremental changes every day, and we hopefully at one point this website is going to be very much filled with features. As you can see on the once we sign out in our feature list, we have AI powered suggestions, which was the latest feature that we looked into. Now there are some more divisions that we were trying to make, but then we might have to work more on the suggestions part, so that GPT can come up with the expected format of suggestions for the goals. Thank you for being in this video, and hopefully you save more, spend less, and live a rich life. Thank you. Bye bye.